Hello everybody, welcome to Yako Capital. Today we'll be looking at what's happening with BSV and something related to the Bitcoin dominance. And we'll compare it to back in 2017-18 and what happened here. And we'll compare what's happening right here, right now. Before we get into that, let's just look at what's happening with BSV and go from there. When we look at the weekly for BSV, there's something going on that's very interesting. We can take a look at every time it makes a new high, there's a place where the bottoms out, where it comes and chills. And it's very interesting because after all the highs, it comes and does this, watch. So this was a high. We don't know what's behind this because it was the fork, but it comes up, makes a new high. Where does it come back? Right here. Boom. That's the previous like semi-high that happened before the new high. Next time it comes up here, drops, makes a new high. Where does it come back to? These lines here, or you could even argue that it comes down right around this area and it holds that, right? So it's very interesting to see that this is maybe a flash or something, who knows, but then it held here, which was right there. So if we're looking at that, this might drop to here or it might drop to here. We don't know. The market's crazy, it does its own thing, everyone knows that. So the best thing is just to see where we can go and whether it's down or up. And then we come here and we see this drop and this pop up here and this pop up here. So in the future, I think when it, for example, like this here lined up with this, and then even this with the flash drop. And then we can also see that this here dropped with this area here. Okay, and possibly this too, right? Because it's lining up with it. So then these ones here, this 1, 2, and 3 right here, let's just pick the middle one, which is right there. That you're looking at something that sits like this. So in the future we have a possibility of this. Let's see. So you might have this coming either down here, or it can even go up here, and then this will be the new bottom, right? It might seem unlikely and might seem like it's impossible, but BSV is doing a lot of new tech, a lot of new things that are happening in BSV. So I don't doubt that that's possible to happen. It's just we got to get through this area first. And I also wanted to look at, that's what it looks like now on a daily. It hasn't been doing much. You can even argue that it's doing A, B, and trying to do C right there, and then from here it's going to go back up. But there's a problem why it might take a few months before this goes up. But before we get to that, let's just take a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour you have here, this is what happened. You had the drop. Okay. We had the drop, and then we take our Fibonacci and we see, okay, this is the bottom that we had, the recent one, and this is the top. It's not a big difference because it's like, it's not as big as this one where it came up to 450, 490. But if we are to do this, you're looking at basically the bottom of this part. has extended to 1.27 and 1.618. So there's a possibility it's turning around. There's much resistance here, like we mentioned in the other video. That's like that. And that's like that. So, and the slope of the estimated moving average for 130 is pretty low. Okay, it's not as high because we spiked out of nowhere as these ones, but it is low, so it has to return to equilibrium, which is here. So the slope has to basically get back to 0 and then decide, like here, it gets back to 0 every time, hits the line, and gets back other side. Right now the slope is continuing to go down. As this continues to go sideways, this will return back to 0. Okay, it's measuring the slope of the moving average, it's not the moving average, it's the slope of it, slope of the estimated moving average for 130 days. And another thing I want to talk about is the dominance. So back in 2017 June, or February, when Bitcoin had the top dominance, it dropped its dominance to 40% here. Okay, on June 18th, and I've only kept on Ethereum and XRP because the others they're not showing properly. I can do Bitcoin Cash, but it's probably not even on here anymore. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash isn't on here anymore. So okay, so let's look at this. The dominance dropped at low was June 18th, and this dark line is Ethereum, and then this other one is XRP. So June, remember, June 18th, 2017. June 18th, 2017 is this. May, June. So we had the rally up as dominance came down. As dominance came down, ETH went up. Okay, right there. Okay, so that's Ethereum. All right, again, so, and then here's XRP. It was May 14th, 2017 when XRP hit its dominance compared to all-time dominance compared to BTC. So here's XRP. I can't find it on TradingView. It doesn't have all this data. So here it is. So this is May. You see from here it went April 17th, May to June. Okay, so May was May 15th was the peak. So it took dominance from BTC and it went up. Then BTC started taking up through July, August, September, October. It started taking dominance until December. Then you had XRP and the rest of the market, Ethereum, taking dominance. Okay, and that's in December 2017, January 1st, 2018. Now pay attention to this. All these months, BTC was taking dominance back, as you can see right here. BTC taking dominance back from June 2017, end of June 2017 to end of the year basically. So there's January 18th happening, and that's the peak. Okay, so here's Ethereum. When did it peak out, the bull run? January 2018. XRP, when did it peak the bull run? This is December, but look at the wick. That's in December, right? That's December right here. But when did it peak out? In January, because that's the wick right there. That's when it peaked out. That's when the dominance was the all-time low in that year after 6-8 months. Okay? BCH, same thing. When did it peak out? End of December. So end of December. So after the first dominance drop, there was a second one. After the first dominance drop, there was a second one right here. ETH, XRP, and BCH all went up. And I'm only showing these because there's more data on these and they were popular ones back then. So they all had two tops, the mid-year or beginning of the year, and then end of the year, beginning of next year. That's something to keep in mind. We had that dominance drop. If you look at the dominance drop, we have our first one right here. We had our first one in May. Okay, BTC topped out, let's say February, April. Okay, topped out April. So March, April, and then it started dropping. Okay, the dominance started dropping. Other coins picked up. So May was the months. Ethereum made its all-time high on May 2021 when BTC was already just hanging out, dropping already, and the dominance was dropping. You see that drop? XRP made a recent high past many years. Was in April. Dominance drop started in April. XRP started going up. There's that pitch right there. So BSV made its all-time high in April as well. So BSV and XRP are in sync compared to Ethereum, where Ethereum is making an all-time high, made it in May. Okay, put that wick right there up to there. And so we're looking at another, we're looking at an upside, and then we're looking for another dominance drop, just like this. 1, 2. So it's going to drop again in the future. And that might take 6 months. It might take less or more. So we have to look at this as, yes, it's dropped. We could have sold up here, taken some profits, and then bought back down here. But I feel like you can't tell with the market, and with everything that's going on, with all the stuff that the BSV developers are building, putting out, it's very risky unless you have a lot of BSV to sell and play with. So let's say if you're holding, I don't know, 20 BSV, or you're holding 100, you can sell 20% here and then hopefully it comes down and buy back. Sometimes you get greedy. I get greedy and I don't want to sell here. I want to ride the wave to 10 grand or $1,000. I have purchased more BSV down here, and my next 20% sell to buy back in would be at $700. $700 or a little more, sell, wait for it. I have enough where if it does hit 1,000, 2,000, 3, I'm comfortable. I did purchase, the ones that I purchased down here are the ones that are going to be sold up here, just so I can play with that money and hopefully accumulate more. I know they keep saying to build and whatnot, but some of us probably can build or don't have the time or luxury to build. It's a privilege to build actually on the BSV network, because it's going to be future proof. So if someone can build, if anyone's building any app on BSV, it's future proof. It's going to last a lifetime. And I think this is going to hold here, just because when it dropped down to here compared to this one, it went up, that broke through, tested it, went back up, came down, held the line. Now it dropped big time, and now it's just being around here. That's where it's comfortable. I don't know if it's gonna flash drop to here and go back up right away like a V shape. If it does, dollar cost average. If it goes up, we'll keep monitoring it. This is the next area that it might hold because it's between this and this. So just averaging out here. And it is at the 50 line. That's the Fibonacci, 50%. So we're looking at this area here because this also stopped there with these guys. It is very volatile, so be careful. Don't sell out of fear. Don't be greedy. And it should be good. Anyways, so just pay attention to the dominance. If Bitcoin starts picking up dominance again, then we know we're playing this route here. Okay, and if we're playing this route here, get ready for this drop right here, because when this drop happens in the future, we are going to see a big size move upwards. All right, that's it for today. I know it's been a stagnant market, not much to talk about, but we got to look and plan for the future, right? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll be making more videos. Let me know what else you'd like to see or any comments and advice. Thank you.